Your parents gave you their best financial advice. They meant every word of it. They worked hard, sacrificed a lot, and wanted nothing more than for you to be financially secure. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The financial world they grew up in no longer exists. And following their rule book in today's economy could be quietly costing you your financial future. This is not about blame. This is about understanding why a new generation needs a completely different financial playbook. Let's start with the most common piece of advice almost every parent has given. Get a good job and stay loyal to your company. In 1970, that was brilliant advice. Companies rewarded loyalty with pensions, job security, and steady promotions. The average worker stayed at one company for 20 years and retired comfortably. That world is gone. Today, the average employee stays at a job for just 4.1 years. Companies do mass layoffs with a 30-day notice. Pensions have been replaced by 401ks, which puts all the investment risk on you. The loyalty your parents were rewarded for is now a disadvantage. Research consistently shows that employees who switch jobs every 2 to 3 years earn between 10 and 20% more over their career than those who stay put. Loyalty to a company that won't return it is not a virtue. It's a financial penalty. The second piece of advice: save your money. Just save. Put it in the bank and leave it there. We talked about this in our last video, but it bears repeating. Saving cash in a low-interest account while inflation runs at 3 to 4% means your money loses value every single year. Your parents saved cash because interest rates in the 1980s hit as high as 17%. A savings account genuinely built wealth back then. Today it doesn't. Saving is still important, but saving without investing is financial quicksand. You have to put your money to work. Third, avoid the stock market because it's too risky. This one comes from a place of genuine fear. Many of your parents or grandparents lived through major market crashes and watched people lose everything. What they didn't see was the recovery. The S&P 500 has crashed multiple times in the last 50 years. The dot-com bubble, the 2008 financial crisis, the 2020 pandemic crash. And every single time it recovered and went on to reach new all-time highs. A person who invested $1,000 in an S&P 500 index fund in 1980 and did absolutely nothing would have over $90,000 today. Avoiding the market entirely to protect against risk is itself the biggest risk of all. Fourth, buy a house as soon as you can because it's always a good investment. Homeownership is still a worthwhile goal for many people, but it is not automatically a good investment. A house you live in does not generate income. It comes with property taxes, maintenance costs, insurance, and interest payments. When you account for all of those costs, many homeowners barely break even in real terms over 20 years. Meanwhile, someone who rented and invested the difference into index funds during that same period often comes out ahead. Buying a house makes sense, but only when the numbers work, not because a calendar says you're old enough. Fifth, don't talk about money. Keep finances private. This was cultural advice, passed down for generations, and it has caused enormous financial harm. People who don't talk about money don't learn about money. They don't compare salaries and realize they're underpaid. They don't share investment strategies. They don't ask for help when debt spirals. The wealthiest people in the world talk about money constantly. They have financial advisors, accountants, investment groups. Silence around money is not class. It's a disadvantage. So what does the new financial playbook look like? Build multiple income streams, not just one salary. Invest early and consistently in low-cost index funds. Buy assets that generate income, not just ones that appreciate. Negotiate your salary every chance you get. Talk openly about money with people you trust. And never stop learning. Your parents were not wrong for their time. They gave you what worked for them. But the economy has changed faster in the last 30 years than in any period in human history. The rules have changed. And the people winning financially today are the ones who recognized that early. Honor the sacrifice your parents made. Apply the discipline they taught you. But build with a new set of tools, because the world you're building in is nothing like the one they navigated. If this series is changing the way you think about money, subscribe right now. Next week, we're breaking down the 5 assets every beginner should own before the age of 40, and how to start with less than $100.